guys, it's Carolina here from KarolinasKrafts and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please don't forget to click that red subscribe button down below and turn on your bell notifications. And if you just haven't turned on your bell notifications, then please do so you are notified of when I post new videos. Today's card, I'm going to be showing you how to make this card. I have no idea what the name of this card is. So if you guys know, please let me know. Maybe it doesn't have a name, I don't know. Basically, you have like this card, it has like open kind of pieces here, so it opens and it looks like this on the inside. But again, I don't know the name of the card. I'm going to show you how to create this fold and then how I chose to decorate it. Hopefully you'll stay tuned and let me get into this and show you guys how to make this gorgeous card. So to start off, you're first going to need a 6 by 11 piece of paper. Now this is currently 8.5 by 11, so I'm going to keep this part, but I'm going to cut off a little bit of here. So it's 8.5. I'm going to cut it at 6. Then we're going to end up with a 6 by 11 piece of paper, like so. You then want to use this sheet and a ruler, and you're going to score at 1.5 inches. Like a little square on the inside. Okay, so at 1.5 inches, I'm just going to look at my piece of paper and align 1.5, and then I'm just going to use a ruler and just make a line. Same thing on this side. And then I also want to mark 1.5 going into the paper. And I want to do this on both sides. Now you guys can see my 4 lines. Here's 1.5 inches going this way, 1.5 inches going this way, and the same thing over here. Now I'm going to mark 7 inches over here somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to line it up at 0 again, and I'm going to mark at 7 inches, and then again at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to draw this. I'm going to draw like a light line from 7 to 7, and then I'm going to draw a line here, so at 1.5 inches. Then I'm going to use from the 1.5 inch mark this way, like where it is in, I'm going to draw a line here, just a light line. And then the last thing I'm going to do is also mark at 3 inches. So I have the 1.5. I'm also going to mark at 3 inches, and then I'm going to draw a light line at 3 inches. Alright, I know it's a little hard to tell. I didn't want to make my lines too dark because I will erase them. So here I have 1.5 inches going this way, 3 inches marked, and then 7 inches marked. And then I also marked the depth, like 1.5 inches this way, and then just connected the line from the 1.5 to 7 inches. And I did that on both sides. So now what we're actually going to do is cut along this line from 1.5 to 7 inches. So you could use an X-Acto knife for this if you prefer, but I'm just going to line up my paper and line up where the line is going to cut. And then I'm actually just going to move my blade up here so I know where I want it to cut, and just cut up until that other line. And just make sure that's cut well. Okay, and then I'm going to move this over and do the same thing on this other line. So I'm going to line up my paper first, move my blade up, and up to the middle over there. Okay, so now I have these two cut lines. Then you want to take your scoreboard or scoring tool. You're going to need to score at all these other lines that we didn't cut except for these middle lines. So just to make it more visible, I'm going to erase these middle lines so you guys know that you guys aren't going to cut there. I'm also going to erase these lines that we drew in the middle before because we don't need those anymore. Those are already cut. But whatever's showing, I'm just going to erase. Okay, so you're left with these lines at 1.5 inch, 3 inch, and 7 inches, and that's exactly where you're going to score, but only until that cut line. So 1.7 inch, sorry, this is 7 inches, so I'm making my score line. I'm making it at 3 inches, and again at 1.5 inches. You could actually erase those lines at this point anyway, only because we already have like the marks on the scoreboard. So I'm going to do the same thing here, but now we're just doing it backwards. I can just go like this and mark it again at 1.5, so I just flipped it over. We'll mark it at 1.5. We'll mark it again at 3. And then again at 7 inches. Okay, so I'm going to flip back over. You guys could see all of my score lines here. And I'm also going to just go back and erase all these other lines. Alright, so we have these score lines here. And then we have our cut lines. Now we also need to score this at 5.5. Now this is where it becomes a little tricky because we're only scoring 5.5, but only in the middle. So we're not scoring this at 5.5, we're scoring this at 5.5, and then we're not scoring this piece at 5.5. So it's just this middle piece. So I'm gonna look at 5.5. I'm going to kind of like lift this up so I could follow the guideline at 5.5. And then I'm going to follow that and score this at 5.5. Hope you guys could see this. I know it's a little hard. So this is our 1.5 inch score line, our 3 inch score line, our 7 inch score line, and then just the middle piece, we have a 5.5 inch score line. So now it's time to fold our card. Okay, so this piece is going to go down like this. This is going to go in, and then this is going to go, hold on, so you want that. These are going to fold down, so then it's going to move this whole paper up. Then this is going to fold kind of like at that top piece, and then this is going to go down. I don't know if that made any sense to you guys whatsoever. I hope it did. But I'm just going to use my bone folder and just crease all those lines just a little bit more. So you get a card that looks like this. You guys see that? So you have this, and then it just opens and you could write stuff here. So now it's time to decorate this with some patterned paper. So let me get some patterned paper and then I'll tell you guys the measurements for that. Alright, so here are the sizes we are going to need: 5.75 by 1.25, 3.75 by 2.75, 3.75 by 1.25, and then again 3.75 by 1.25. So I'm just going to leave this right here so you guys can see. And now I'm going to cut this down to my size. So I'm going to start off with the 3.75 because I'm going to need my 5.75 at the end, and hopefully I have enough paper. So this is more than 3.75 right now, but I'm going to cut this at 2.75. So that's going to be my first one. Then I need 2 at 1.25. Okay, so I got some panels here. Okay, so these are my 1.25s. These need to be at 3.75. So I could just line these up actually. Okay, so these two are 3.75 by 1.25. This one is the 2.75 width here. So we need this to be at 3.75. And then I also need my 5.75, so hopefully I have enough for 5.75. Oh, I'm just underneath it. So I'm going to use a different pattern for 5.75. Okay, I'm going to use this paper for my 5.75 by 1.25. Okay, I'm going to cut this a little bit at 5.75. And I know I only need like 1.25, so I'm only cutting off a little bit so I could save the rest of my paper. And then 1.25. So I'm going to line this up at 1.25. And I'm just going to cut that. So now for your card, your 3.75 by 2.75 piece is going to go right here. Your 5.75 piece by 1.25 is going to go right here. And then these other pieces are going to go on the sides. I actually want something with a little less of a border. So like normally you would do something like this, but I think I want to do some layers. So a little less border and then layer this on top of one of the papers. So I'm going to cut another piece. So I have this other piece of paper and I'm going to cut down, like I'm going to eyeball these sizes but make them a little bigger. So I'm going to go back to 5.75 but maybe make it like, I don't know, it's like in between the 5.75 and the 6. So I'm going to cut a little bit there. Obviously not too much because we're going to go then look at 1.25, but then cut between like the 1.25 and the 1.5. So just so you guys could see, this should give me like a little border now. So you guys could see there's less of a board, less white space, and then this one would go on top. So you guys could still see like that background border just a little bit. So I'm going to do that for all of those pieces. The next ones are like 3.75. We'll go to 3.75 and then cut between like the 3.75 and the 4. Just cut like a whole piece like that. And then I know I want between the 1.25 and the 1.5 there. Okay, so I just did that for all of these pieces. I cut a little in between like that next mark. I'm going to attach all of these to my card base now. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back. I'm just using a double-sided tape adhesive by Tombow. I'll have everything I use linked down below. Not sure about the paper though because I don't know if I'll find that. So this is going to go on the bottom piece of my card. I feel like it might be easier to glue like this. Then I have this piece that's going to go right here. Okay, and then I have my 2 side pieces that go here. Okay, so I have all of those pieces. You guys can see my card. Looks very flowery right now. But I wanted to layer this piece on top where you guys could still see like the border a little bit. So I think I actually might cut this down even more. Or maybe I just won't do that piece, but I'll do the other pieces. You know what? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe that one like there. This one here. I think I'll cut them down a little bit more so you could see like that border. Or maybe not. I actually kind of like how that looks. And then we could go on and decorate it. I just like the layered kind of look. And I really don't know where I'm going with this card or what I'm creating it for. I'm just creating with you guys. And I wanted to show you guys how to make the card. Okay, so I'm just going to cut off a little bit of each side here. It's like this little amount. It's like nothing. But it makes a difference in the card. Okay, so if I cut down that piece, that's going to go here now. That makes a big difference. So I'm going to do that to these other pieces as well. Just cut off like a little teeny bit. So I didn't cut off too much at all, but it does make a difference in the card. Like you guys could see my scraps. Like that's all I cut off here. Not much. I'm just going to glue these pieces down or tape them down, I guess, since I'm using tape. Okay, so now we have this that looks like this so far, and now we're just gonna like decorate and just add more to the card. I could just add this back, but I feel like that takes away too much of like that nice flower background that I have here. So the next thing I did was die cut this rose. It's a die that it's like a rose leaf border die that I got from AliExpress. I will have it linked down below. But I cut this out, and now I'm like thinking that this is going to be a thinking of you kind of card. So I think I want to put this here, but I want to cut it down, and I want to fussy cut a white piece around it because I think it's a little hard to see. So I'm going to grab some white paper now. I have tons and tons of scraps, so I'm just going to cut down the white, but I first want to cut this guy, so I want him to like lay right here, obviously before this border. So I'm going to mark that. Gonna be like right here. Okay, so I should have something that's gonna fit, yeah, right here. But I want to fussy cut around him, so I'm just gonna glue him to this piece now. So I'm just using some Craft Bond glue right here. It's a Elmer's Craft Bond glue. I'm just gonna glue a little bit. I don't want to put too much, but I'm gonna glue this on, and I'm just gonna fussy cut around this, so these bottom pieces, it will be straight. Alright, so I ended up with something that looks like this, and I'm gonna put him right here. I do like how that looks. So I'm gonna add some glue to the back of this now. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is just stamp a sentiment onto a piece of white cardstock. So I'm using my Misty stamping tool, and I'm going to put like a little piece of paper right here. This just says thinking of you. It's from this clear stamp set. I will have it linked down below if I can find it. And it just has like a whole bunch of sentiments on that, but I'm just putting that here. Okay, so I'm going to close my stamping tool. Make sure it picks up the stamp, and then I'm going to put some ink on here. So I'm using Distress ink. That's just what I have. So okay, and then I'm going to press down. Okay, looks like I need a little bit more ink. The good thing about this is that it doesn't move around. That's why I like the Misty stamping tool. Like, I'm like, okay, I need to re-ink a little bit, and it's not a big deal. So I'm going to take this now, and I'm just going to clean this off with a paper towel with a little bit of water. So the picture shows it was supposed to cut, like, do like the dashed lines all over, but it didn't exactly do that with my stamping thing, so I might just do it with like some marker. But I'm just going to cut this out now. Okay, so I got my thinking of you. I'm going to use a black Staedtler pen and just make some more of these little dashed lines. Sometimes you just gotta make do with what you have. So that's what we're doing here. Okay, so that actually looks much better. Okay, so I decided I'm going to cut out a yellow kind of background to this. And so we're just going to cut this out. And then I decided I have like some stickers here. So I always like their flower stickers. So I was thinking of just like layering these guys like right here. Maybe something like that. I think that looks pretty good. Then I'm going to prop this on some foam tape here. And then I was thinking of propping this on foam tape too. Okay, just a little something like that, and I think that this might be my finished card. So let me know what you guys think. The main point of this video was just on how to make like this opening card. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to click that red subscribe button down below for more card making videos, and I'd like to do like the more creative ones, not just like a open and close kind of card, not like a regular one fold card. I kind of like to do stuff more like this. So let me know what you guys think, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and again, don't forget to subscribe. Also turn on your bell notification so that you guys are notified of when I create new videos, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!